We got her all done. Truck and trailer's ready to hit the road. Good morning. It's Monday the 21st, April the 21st. I've made it to utility trailers, and you know, I had both of those brake chambers fail last week, so I want to go ahead and update everything on my trailer. So I got 4 new airbags, all new slack adjusters, and I've already replaced 1 brake chamber, so I'm going to go ahead and replace all of them. And I'm also going to replace all new clevises. Came out to a total of $1,094. So let's go ahead and get back home and get to work. Using the wife's Tahoe to get it done. Look at the Peterbilt right there. We'll bring her out pretty soon, one step at a time. We are home. We're in the service truck, 6.0 Power Stroke. I've got all the brake chambers, all my airbags, slack adjusters, grease, more airbags. I got some waters, some food, energy drinks. Let's start this 6.0. She doesn't get used for months, but she's always ready. How's it going, guys? I made it back from Vegas, dropped the wife's car home, went to hop in my truck, the service truck, loaded up with all the tools, all the parts we need. There goes the service truck. So here we are so far. Last week when I broke down, I've already replaced 1 brake chamber and 1 slack adjuster on the truck. So summertime is coming, we want to be prepared for it. So I got 4 new airbags, 3 new slack adjusters, and 3 new brake chambers. We also got the jacks. We also got the jack and the jack stand. Okay, so far I've gotten this bolt off, and there's another one behind it over here. I've got that one off, and there's also one more in here. This one broke off as I was loosening it with the impact, so I'm gonna have to get it on the vise and try to save this nut. But what's the plan now is you need to raise the frame in order to get this bag out. See how it's stuck? So the plan is to use my leveling valve to supply air to the bags, close off this air line like this, and I should be able to get that bag out. Let's try it. Man, I don't got enough air in my tank, but that might be able to do it. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Off of there. Frame raised up. Airbag is out of there. Same process. Let's go ahead and try to get this other one on, this new one now. Now we're gonna lower the suspension. All right, so we got it on. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten the one in the bottom. I've already hand tightened it so I don't cross any threads. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so we've got both these bags on. I haven't supplied air yet to double check leaks or anything, but I'm gonna go ahead and jump to the other two airbags up front. Once I do those, then I will go ahead and double check for leaks and do all that. Okay, so we're up front now. I've got this airbag off. This is the new one I just got put on. These are both of them. Look how old they are. None of them leaked air though, but I'm trying to catch it before it does. Some preventative maintenance. I got those two on over there. Now I need to get this one on here. You need to take off these rubber pieces that go on the thread. Take off the one that goes in the bottom here. You guys might not, I might be in the way, but you guys get the point. Alright, well that one's in. This one's in. I just gotta, there's a bolt here in the bottom, bolt here in the bottom, two on top. I've got to connect this air line that goes from here to from there to here, and then also that one that goes down here to here. And we will air up the system and double check everything before we move on to the next step. Alright guys, we're making progress. I've already took off all the little pins that go inside the clevis here. Those are pretty hard to take off, so I'm happy to get those off. We're in the process of taking this brake chamber off next, and then taking off the slack adjuster. I've already disconnected the lines to the brake chamber, so now let's just unbolt it and take it off. So let's go ahead and do that. Brake chamber is out. Okay, we got brake chamber out with the clevis still on. Now we just got to go ahead and take off that slack adjuster. We're getting there. Okay, now it's the slack adjuster time. I've already took off this snap ring with these pliers here. I've already took that one off. We're gonna place this guy here. one washer. There's two in here, but we'll keep it like that. And I believe that's all of them. I know there's one in the back, but let's go ahead and try to pry this guy off. Oh, she's already ready to go. Slack adjusters out of there. Okay, so I've got the brake chamber on. I've bolted it down here, 2 bolts, 1 on each side. I ran into a problem. The airline connections, where these air lines to the brake chamber, they're not aligning. They're supposed to be lined up right here. So what I'm gonna do is I've put these pliers here on the push rod to keep this thing from going back in. I'm gonna go ahead and use this caging bolt. We're gonna cage this brake chamber, and we're gonna break off these, loosen up these bolts from the piggyback side, and we're gonna rotate it to where the lines are able to connect. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and cage the brake chamber. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and take off or loosen this bolt here and loosen that bolt there. Let's hope that the spring doesn't Let's see if that's enough to rotate it. Okay. Progress. We've got the brake chamber on. We've got the airlines on. I was able to rotate it, as you guys saw. I've got this clamp here tight, so is the other one. I put the caging bolt back. These are already tightened. So next step here is to go ahead and put the new slack adjuster, and this entire axle would be done. We would have 2 brand new brake chambers, slack adjusters, and 2 new airbags. Okay, we're making progress. We've got this brake chamber off. We're gonna go ahead and remove this slack adjuster. I've already got that axle completely done. I just gotta go ahead and double check everything, make sure it's not leaking, and add grease to the slack adjuster. So far so good. We're moving along. We're gonna finish this axle today, and we should be good to go. Okay, so we got all 4 airbags replaced, all 4 slack adjusters replaced, and also all 4 brake chambers. So my next step to do is double checking for leaks and making sure everything's adjusted and working properly. Also going to grease every single slack adjuster. I'm gonna grease the whole trailer and the truck, but more importantly, these slack adjusters. But we finished this brake chamber. This one was done last week on the side of the road. New airbags. And you come over here. New slack adjuster, new brake chamber, new slack adjuster, new brake chamber. New airbags. So I'm gonna go ahead and grease everything, and then from this point on I'm gonna go ahead and focus on possibly replacing all 4 brakes and all 8 tires on the trailer. That way when I leave the house, I've got nothing to worry about on the trailer for the most part. We got her all done. Truck and trailer is ready to hit the road.